Buttler is in the house. Josh the boss. What a knock.
The first ton of the IPL 2022.
Yes.
And his second over.
And continuing his great record against Mumbai. Now he's close to 70.
But the moment you saw he got to his 100, he did not celebrate. He fooled Mumbai into taking that review. By not celebrating. Because he just went to the other end and was just like, I've just.
It's the most nondescript way ever to make 100. To celebrate it after the reviews failed, and then he's like, yeah, okay, I'm raising my bat.
Oh, what a ball that was from Bumrah though.
But Bumrah's last over
was amazing. And it actually highlights the problem we were talking about. Rajasthan Royals, the tail has to wag, it didn't, and it's a very long tail. So once Hetmyer was gone, they always looked in trouble.
Give the scorecard. Innings ended. What is it that they've got?
So Rajasthan Royals are at 193 for 8 after their 20 overs. If in case we weren't keeping track here, I predicted 200. So closest enough when it comes to score predictions. But of course, they would have gotten to 200 if they had some more batting. As far as the batting is concerned, obviously it's hard to look beyond Buttler getting 100. But Shimron Hetmyer is that 35 of 14, very, very valuable knock. He smacked Pollard all over the place. And even though Pollard got a wicket, he's in fact the only other bowler who took a wicket beyond Mills and Bumrah. Not a good day for him with the ball at least. But of course, you had Bumrah, he had an economy of 4.25 in his 4 overs. That's brilliant. And in fact, everyone else went for runs. Basil Thampi had 1 over and went for 26. So, it's a good target, but I think Mumbai would still fancy their chances probably of, chasing this one down. If it stays like this, at least the deck.
I think for that to happen, either they have to have a great partnership.
True, opening.
Or Pollard needs to tee off.
Like what
Pollard
Russell
or
did.
David, one of them has to win this game for them.
True.
Because they don't have the batting in terms of, I don't expect Anmolpreet Singh to score some 50-60 odd runs.
He might just...
It is either on those two at the top, the onus, or Tim David and Kyle Pollard somewhere below that.
So as Shivam is pointing out, Josh Buttler now has the orange cap. Ooh. Second 100. If you remember his previous 100, 2021, got it against the Sunrisers Hyderabad. It was about 64 odd balls that he used, I think, for 120 something.
121.
So almost a 200 strike rate. Compared to that, I think this one is a bit slow. I mean, relatively.
For Buttler's standards.
So he had to wait for a long time
he got
to his 100.
He was 90th in the 15th over, and then Hetmyer came, started swinging. So he's just standing there for
the last 3 overs in the Rajasthan Royals innings yielded just 1-4. And that will be a big setback in them making 210.
They should have made 210.
Should have gotten there.
Also, the way Shimron Hetmyer was batting was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, brilliant to watch. That Pollard over, he took a toll on Pollard.
2 4s,
sure,
2 6s.
And then another 4 also he hit, no?
After the wide, yes.
So
after
3
the
4s,
wide.
2 6s.
Yeah.
So,
the same impact he had in that game against Sunrisers, 32 of 12, now he's 35 of 14. Yeah. So strike rate in both instances has been 250 plus if you have to look at it.
That's why Jasprit Bumrah is gold dust.
He is.
4 overs, 3 wickets, just 17 runs, and then that is why when a lot of you ask us as to who would be those fast bowlers that India will take to the World Cup, there's only one name that we say is a certainty, that the one that you will write first, that is going to be Jasprit Bumrah. Other than that, we had discussed that they will be about 8, 9 or some other bowlers, but Jasprit Bumrah is that one guy I think who's certain to be there. The other thing that we had discussed about Rajasthan Royal was that they have a longish tail. So batting till 6, in fact, we had discounted Riyan Parag, and for good reason. Didn't have a great last season. This time as well, if you see, at 5. But at one point, it seemed like as if they didn't need a tail. The top order was going to do the job. But 100 what has been the scores like at the DY Patil, the games before this?
And the big scores.
Big scores. All have been 180 plus.
Got chased here only. Right?
Yes. RCB, PBKs. So, again.
But Rajasthan have a much better bowling attack.
Of course.
Than Royal Challengers Bangalore have.
I agree.
Yeah, that is true.
I agree. But my problem is that at some point in this tournament, their batting frailties, like in the
will be
order,
very badly exposed.
Definitely be highlighted because the moment Buttler doesn't perform there, you are what score we would have.
Yeah, actually, Jaiswal got 1, Padikkal got 7. Samson got 30 and 35 from Samson. Hetmyer is still fine. But look at the other top 2. Were it not for Buttler's 100, they could have been staring at a 150 target. So
150 or 120 they would have got.
150 is I'm being generous.
My problem is, you think Ashwin is your batsman when he's coming 5 down? No, in T20
He's T20s, he's not.
He came out when
he
they
can't
lost their
run.
5th wicket. So,
And he can't run, poor guy. Did you see how he got run out?
Yeah.
It's painfully slow.
So Riyan Parag 4 down, too high for my liking.
Yeah.
Ashwin at 5 down, too high again. And then you are looking at people like Navdeep Saini and all. I really think they're gonna have to get a batsman in there or somebody like an all-rounder, because it looks really bad. I think so. They could have somebody like Jimmy Neesham ahead of Riyan Parag.
And if they have no faith,
and when they're only playing 3 foreigners, they can definitely look at those options.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that Jimmy Neesham
would have done worse job than this?
is of the same quality as Riyan Parag?
Or Navdeep Saini?
I think Jimmy Neesham is a better player than Riyan Parag.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Siri, you've got some stats for us.
Well, Buttler, before this match, he averaged 60 against Mumbai Indians. This is a team that he loves to perform. Now, his 100, it's surged to 70. But in the last 3 overs, Buttler struggled, really struggled. And Bumrah didn't make matters any better by nailing those Yorkers to perfection. 3 overs, last just 1 boundary. And that too of Riyan Parag. So, 20 runs short, I feel, Rajasthan Royals are, because when Hetmyer and Buttler were going along, they could have easily gone to 220.
Okay, gonna answer a few questions. Kushal Khurana saying, any words on Rohit's captaincy? Again, bad team selection, bowlers and miscalculation on last 4 overs. Pollard Thampi. Kushal, I think looking at the way the match had panned out till that time, I think it was a correct decision to go with Pollard. I know he went for a lot of runs. At the moment, it's looking a lot. But those runs actually came in his 4th over.
Yes.
The 3 overs, till he had bowled the 3 overs, he clearly had looked like a better bowler than Basil Thampi. Thampi went for a lot, and I think that's exactly why you're going to keep a backup bowler. That is why you have the likes of a Pollard in your team, that one of your bowlers doesn't have a good day, that's when you give the other one. So I don't think he got that wrong. It's just that Jos Buttler, I mean, I was just looking the way Murugan Ashwin was bowling, and I was trying to think, if I was in his place, what is it that I would do? He tried everything against Jos Buttler. He tried to bowl the googly, he tried to bowl it in his legs, he tried to bowl outside the off stump. For everything, Jos Buttler had an answer. Either he would just swing when it came on his pad, get you a 6 towards the mid wicket, or if you bowled a bit wide, then would get you over extra cover, get you a 6 there as well. So in the kind of form that Jos Buttler was, impossible for anyone to bowl. You expected a lot of runs at the DY Patil track, and that had to happen. You came up against one of the, and that's another a question that Pushpak Sharma throws here. Jos Buttler is currently the best T20 player for sure, and that's what I'm saying. If you came up against one of the best T20 players in the world, then you had to go for a lot of runs. So that's what happened. I don't necessarily think it was some bad captaincy.
But Kyle Pollard was their plan B, and it was working till the time
Hetmyer came. Yes.
That's what I said. It was their last over. So you can't really blame them for going with a Pollard over Basil.
Somebody like Tim David also, for that matter. Tim David bowls
not towards the death then.
Not earlier, yes. But at least I'm saying Pollard was bowling for a long time. Like Thampi bowled 1 over and they're like, boss, 26 run, 26 runs, too much. You're not bowling.
He faced Dubey's situation.
I'm saying if you were trying Pollard, they could have given 1 over to Tim David also, for that matter.
He was like Shivam Dubey today. The smacked all over the park, but luckily not in the 19th over.
So Thampi took 3 wickets in the last game. Bumrah went for 43 runs. This game he gave away 26 runs in 1 over, and Bumrah, as you'd expect from a player of his quality, sensational. That last over, and in the scenario he was nailing those Yorkers, boss. That 2 appeals that he had. Buttler one where he got to his 100 and had a little bit of inside edge, and then Riyan Parag first ball, he had no clue.
Praveen Akurati says, I think the longest tail did cost them at least 15 runs. We've spoken about that.
Absolutely.
But also great bowling by Jasprit Bumrah. I don't know. Again, as I'm giving credit to Buttler and saying that he was in form of his life, even if you had decent all-rounders, could they have got runs against Jasprit Bumrah in the form that he was? Probably not. Maybe Pollard wouldn't.
Pollard would Hetmyer smashed it, but I'm saying with Bumrah, that last over showed you his quality.
He was
nailing those Yorkers pinpoint. 2 or 3 runs came of that last over.
A guy has scored 100. He's been there in the 18th over. Still, he couldn't pick Bumrah's Yorker.
If Mumbai wins this game,
Bumrah is the man.
Bumrah should be the man of the match for the way he pulled it back.
Okay, a fight back. Abhi has a question. I think this score will be easy to chase. About 20 runs short. What do you guys think?
I actually agree.
I think 20
one by one.
So I mean, look, Yeah, I was expecting a 200. I even predicted it, and they did fall a bit short of that. And
You agree 20 run short?
Yeah, they could be at least 15-20 runs short.
So they'll
with the
chase
way, yeah, Mumbai do have a chance. Actually.
Yes, 20 runs short. Mumbai should do this.
Mumbai should.
20 runs short, but I still think Rajasthan with their bowling lineup are going to defend this.
Oh, you're saying Rajasthan?
Rajasthan are going to defend this.
I think it'll be a close game. It won't be easy. I think on this pitch you would expect it 200, but Rajasthan has a great bowling attack. Yuzi Chahal, I think, is going to be the crucial man, and how they play Yuzi,
And
it's
Bolt
going to
for that
really
matter.
depend on what Yuzi Chahal does. So that's that one guy I think you really need to watch out for. Of course, they've got Prasidh Krishna and Trent Bolt and all of that, but I think Yuzi Chahal is that guy. How they play his 4 overs is going to decide, but I think Mumbai just might, in a close, nail-biting finish, might just nick it.
Yes.
Again.
I think it's going to be the power play overs that will
Yeah.
be extremely crucial, because that's where Sunrisers lost the game against these guys.
Yes.
And I think it's going to be
Different
that
conditions.
Prasidh Krishna and Trent Bolt again. I think it's their new ball pairing that's going to make a difference if Rajasthan are going to win this game. If they get Rohit and Ishan Kishan both out in the power play, Mumbai are going to find it very hard to chase this down.
Yep. Because-
AW says Jimmy Neesham, nothing else. But we get your point.
We get
I
your
know what
point,
you're
right.
trying to say. Then Study Moto says Mumbai Indian Paltan knows how to make comebacks. Rohit, Ishan, Polly in the team. Mumbai will win.
Interesting call. I mean, at the moment, I would.
They are banking on their veterans, but then I would say Tilak Verma, watch out for him. Because if he hangs in, he might get a longer rope if Rohit and Ishan fall quickly. So that is why I'm saying Tilak Verma also could do well. But Rohit, we all say his record against left-handers is pretty poor. Yes, Amir, ask Shaheen, ask Bolt. But 11 matches, 4 dismissals. He's gotten the better of him 7 times. So maybe we are reading too much into the left-armers thing when it comes
Good
to
point. Yeah.
the Bolt situation with Rohit Sharma. But yes, you need Rohit to get off to a flyer.
Yeah.
Because before this in the pre-match, they were
We're
saying
discussing, yeah.
he's underachieved in the IPL
As a batsman.
Yeah.
as a batsman. Yes, so
Yeah, considering the lofty standards that he set
Yes.
in international.
but more than Rohit, it's Pollard.
Yeah,
This
I
is
was
the
gonna say,
situation.
for me, the key is
Tailor-made for
Pollard.
Pollard.
This is Pollard's game. If he fires, they win. If he doesn't, they lose.
Yeah.
But again, Rajasthan Royals have an ace up their sleeve because in the first couple of balls, Pollard can't play leg spin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is where Chahal will be a huge factor. It's make or break with Yajuvendra Chahal when it comes to Pollard.
Sharvil Patel says, a big fan of the platform. I watch both Stevo and Markwa regularly. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Sharvil, for watching both. Ashish Pandey wants to know who will win. We've already answered that. Ashish, Siddesh, Patel. By what logic did Mumbai go for their bowling in the auction? I think they are playing with one bowling option only. A bit harsh, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And this is something we discussed right after the auction, that I couldn't understand Mumbai's auction strategy. I think they only came up with one thing in mind, that we have to get Ishan Kishan.
Back.
Everyone else we'll just make do
They
with
also
whatever
thought
we
of
get.
having that pairing of Jofra Archer and Jasprit Bumrah, but that will only be available from next
Next
season.
year.
Yeah.
So this season, yeah, again, their bowling looks a little weak for sure.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Austin Guna wants to know Rohit Sharma or Ishan Kishan. Who do you think will score more runs today? He thinks Ishan Kishan.
I actually would back him on that. I do think Ishan.
I'm going with Rohit Sharma.
I'm also going with Rohit Sharma.
Oh.
I think Ishan Kishan scored 81 last time, na? So
Yeah. Law of averages.
Law
Law
of
of
averages.
Yes. So law of averages seems to be working for Sanju so far. 50, now 30.
So next game 10.
Next game 10.
10. We'll remember this. Next game we have
I
to
won't say
remember
anything. We'll get trolled by Sanju Samsung fans.
No, but
Oh, yeah.
Sanju is like 30 runs also. He still looked in good time.
Yeah. Indeed.
But that's what
But that
happens with
is Sanju. He can score 10 runs and look in good nick. But the problem is.
Austin Guna says, I would have preferred if they play Fabian Allen and Jaydev Unadkat instead of Sams and Thampi. Fabian Allen, again, it's not a like-for-like replacement. If you're going for a
Yeah.
fast bowler, as is being seen by both teams on these conditions,
So left
maybe
arm
not. But
Unadkat
Jaydev
in left arm
Unadkat is
pace.
not a bad option. I don't know whether
Why-
for Daniel
Then
Sams.
Sams and
The only
Unadkat
thing is-
left arm.
Yeah, left arm.
Yeah.
See, Sams, they've got
And
Timil
they've
Mills,
got
both
Timil
lefties.
Mills as
And
well.
Mills
yeah.
too.
So two left-handers, no, but I'm saying with Jaydev Unadkat, the problem was that he got picked for such high prices, you remember.
No,
Yeah.
not now.
No, I'm saying no, not now.
Earlier.
But then when he came out of bowl, he got smacked.
Except
Yeah.
for one season.
That one season, that's why he got so much money. Yeah, if you remember, he had a great
2017
season with
for Rising
RPS.
Pune Super
Yeah, he had a
Giants.
great season with RPS,
And that was
that's
it.
what got him more money
From
in the
RR,
subsequent
yes.
auction.
Yep.
Did not bode well for him because he struggled.
Yes,
And
big time.
again, I'm sure they must have seen it. They think that Daniel Sams today he got what 4 overs 32 runs.
32.
So
Pretty decent
Sams,
considering
he gave it 25 runs less than the last game.
Subhranshu Pandey says, says being a Mumbai Indian fan, still I will say RR is the most deserving team to win the title. What's your opinion on this? Today RR just shattered Mumbai Indian bowlers. I think you are jumping the gun. I can't see RR as title contenders so soon in the tournament. I'll have to wait and watch a bit more of RR. In fact, just today, Subhranshu, 3 out of the 4 sitting here have picked Mumbai to still win this game. So as a Mumbai Indian fans,
I've picked Rajasthan.
yeah, so 3 out of 4.
He picked Rajasthan.
I picked Rajasthan at the start. Now I think Mumbai might.
That's what I said. 3 out of 4 have picked Mumbai to win this game. So as a, it's not a question of fan or anything, but have a bit more
I think
patience.
just analysis essentially from our side.
Fans.
Yeah.
And an interesting bit, Ishan Kishan is taking strike to Trent Bolt.
Of course he has to.
He has to.
He has to was. Like we have discussed this so many times that Rohit Sharma struggles a little against.
Parth Mishra saying, what do you think about Tilak Verma? He's a superb talent. Yes, Parth, we agree.
We agree with
We've
that.
spoken a lot about Tilak Verma in a pre-show. So do go and check that out. We discussed his background, what he's looking like. But yes, the other thing is Mumbai Indians, we trust in their scouting team, and that they have picked Tilak Verma tells you that he's been doing very well.
Yes.
Not just those in few matches we spoke about at the under 19 level, but maybe even in local cricket or club cricket, whatever you have, because Mumbai Indians scouting team does keep an eye out on that. So yes, he must be in tremendous form for them to have gone for it. Kushal Khurana says, thanks for taking previous comments. Also, Mumbai Indians slept the entire auction just for Ishan and a guy who didn't join the team until next year, reaping the benefits now. Correct, that's true.
Yeah.
Kushal, we mentioned, but again, still this Mumbai team, don't write them off.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
They
still
did
are
retain
a
a good
decent
chunk
team.
of their core, so
Also,
Correct.
Surya hasn't played a
Once
game
Surya
yet.
comes in,
they will look like a whole different event.
And again, taking a leaf out of the international cricket playbook, Trent Bolt has always struggled against David Warner, the left-hander. And even in the IPL, he struggled against him. So I think
Ishan
that
Kishan.
Ishan Kishan, left-hander to left-hander.
Loha hi loha ko kaatega.
Loha hi lohe ko kaatta hai, yes.
We'll have to see on that. Thank you so much for joining us. Before we go, reminder, don't forget to download the Gamezy app and click on the link in the descriptor. And if you download through that route, then you will get added bonus when you make your teams. You can make your teams now in the second innings. That's the one advantage that you have with Gamezy and no other fantasy gaming
Still
app.
another
allows you to
game
do that.
coming. Another game coming.
Another game coming up, yeah. So you can make your thing. We'll be live. Next live, me and Siddhant are going to be joining from a remote location, secret
Yes.
location.
Of
While
course.
Sid and Shane will be here in the studio. See you then. Sorry about that.